All right, we back, and we got a very, very special guest on the show today. First and foremost, I want to give you a round of applause, man, for joining us today. What's your name, man? And let them know where you from.
Of course. Thank you for the invite. This is going to be an amazing experience for me. My name is Kevin Monsanto. I was born and bred here in Rhode Island. I am 32 years old, just turned 32 July 11th, and it's still my birthday for the whole month. So.
Oh, that's a fact. So you Cancer, baby. I see you, bro. Well, shout outs to you, man. I want to give you another round of applause for making it on time.
Yes, go.
We truly appreciate you, man, once again. Shout outs to Conversations Podcast Studio for having us at this lovely space as well. And I want to give them a round of applause. Also, episode 31, you know what it is, man. We're going to get into the intro right quick, and we'll be right back.
Welcome to the Jmack Experience Podcast. This show is for motivational purposes only. However, we will not be politically correct, but our goal is to inspire those who listen and watch the show. Thanks for tuning in. Please be sure to follow us at the Jmack Experience Podcast and email us if you would like to be a guest on our platform at the Jmack Experience Podcast at gmail.com. Peace.
All right, man. Once again, I want to thank you for being on the platform. Thank you so much for coming on. So basically, I wanted to call you Kevin, the financial consultant, but then like, you know, I see like you got a good vibe. You're like, man, don't call me all that. Just call me by my name, which is dope. I want to start from the very beginning though. You know, like I want to get the journey, you know, the process of where you are today. So what was it like more or less for you growing up?
Of course. So I grew up with a single mom. Right, it was just my sister and I, and then for a while it was just my sister and I before my mom got remarried. So I never knew my father, right? Gotcha. So I just and throughout that journey, man, you know, as I continued to grow up and just really figure out who I was and stuff, it was a little tough for me.
Gotcha.
Just missing out, you know, that manly part, right? But then one day, you know, I told God, I was like, you want to be my father? All right, be my father.
Facts.
You know, but growing up, it was so dope, man. You know, we had an amazing childhood. At some point, my grandparents, they moved in with us. So every day after school, you know, we had food already cooked. And it was a blast. So my childhood was pretty amazing. It was blessed, bro.
So it was very like family oriented, I want to say, right?
Definitely.
That's dope. Because, you know, a lot of people nowadays, not for now, we're living in an environment and an era more or less like a lot of people come from broken homes, you know, like, and especially now, I think like after COVID, like everyone's very like, tú pa acá, yo aquí, you know what I mean? Like everyone's like kind of distant now, like literally keeping that distance, right? But like, you know, growing up, it was the same for me, man. We used to always come to Rhode Island. You know, I had my family out here. We used to have big barbecues, big parties. Everything was a celebration, you know, like, and I think nowadays, like everyone, like I said before, they're just doing their own thing. There's no more like that whole family. Like some people still do it, but it's very odd. I feel like we're missing that. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Definitely. Like, don't you agree?
I definitely agree. And especially being a new father now and being married and, you know, having my own family, like it's important to stay connected with your extended family, right?
Exactly.
Because you need a village to succeed, right? You can't you can go fast by yourself, but you can go so much further with a lot of people.
Exactly. Like that's a fact. Like you can do more when you join and you come together as a group, as a team, as a collective effort. But like I feel like we're living in a world also where like everyone's like me. You know, like in the entitled world and like it's all about them. And like I feel like sometimes you gotta be able to play behind the scenes. Yeah. You know, not everybody could be the front row star. You know what I mean? Right. And I don't know, it's just a different era that we're living in. But hey, now your journey growing up, obviously you're family oriented. Now, what got you into more or less like what made you want to decide that you wanted to become a financial consultant?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I didn't start with that main thought in mind. You know, I was involved in a lot of like sales all my life. I'm very passionate about fitness. Okay. Right? So I used to be a personal trainer.
Oh, dope. Where have you don't mind me asking?
So I did a little bit at Supreme Star Fitness.
Oh, shout out to them. I know about Supreme.
Excellent. And then I did a lot of it on my own. because I didn't want to be involved in the commercial personal training part of it.
Right.
And I found out that a lot of it took a lot of my passion away in terms of being, I saw a lot of commercial personal trainers doing the thing, and it just wasn't for me.
Right.
But I love the health and wellness. And so then throughout this journey, I knew that I was going to be that one person in my family that everybody could go back to.
Right.
That I was going to be that one person in my family that was going to change my last name.
Oh, that's fire.
That's fire. I didn't know how it was going to happen. It was just a promise that, God put into my heart. Wow. And I was like, okay, sometimes you're impatient. We're like, when is this coming? When is this going to start?
So hold on. Let me just backtrack a little bit. Basically, you're saying like, you wanted to be the guy to succeed in your family is what we're saying?
Yeah.
Like you wanted to make pretty much an impact that nobody's ever done before, correct?
Exactly.
Okay, so like I'm assuming like you come from maybe middle class, poor upbringing is what we're saying?
Yeah. I mean,
okay.
we were good, right?
Right.
We were good, but when you find out the potential of what kind of lifestyle you can live,
yes,
and the ones that you can provide for your family, right? Because they never experienced it,
right?
It's a whole different mindset that you gain from that. So, little by little, I just. At one point, I was a little lazy. Everybody has their
you slack here and there. It's all right, man. You get back up, get on your feet, and keep it pushing, right?
But at the same time too, I feel like in our society, in our generation, everybody is praying so much for something and not doing anything about it.
I like that message. This is awesome. Tell me about it. Preach. Talk to me. And what made you? Hold on, back to that. You know what's funny? I had a quick thought that I wanted to talk about. You know what's so funny? Growing up, right? Especially our era. You're like, I want to say like from the 90s, right?
Correct,
90s, 80s, more or less. So it was always ideal, like go to school, get a job, work fucking 1,000 years, and then like you're gonna get buried and your kids are gonna carry on your debt, right? Like the ideal thing is like, if I buy a home, I made it, right? Like, but like, the funny thing is, like you just said, I'm thinking the same way. I'm like, bro, there's so much money to be made in this world. Mm-hmm. You just got to go out there and get it. And you can't be smart. I feel like working a 9 to 5, that's great. But it's not going to make you a millionaire.
Right.
It's not going to get you to that dream house, that dream car. Right. And it's crazy. Like nowadays, like some people, they'll say, oh, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to do that and try it out. But like, you have to be committed, right? That's what we're saying. Exactly. So now you was basically jumping from thing to thing. You tried to be a fitness trainer. You did sales.
Yep.
Now, what made you decide, you know what, maybe I should go this route?
Right.
Like, what was the breaking point?
So I got a job, right? I got a job at Chase Bank. And I worked there for about 2.5 years.
Got you.
Okay. And then what happened was when I found out the information about what I'm doing now for our community, and I still was working at the bank when I got, all my licenses and stuff. And so then I found out and I saw, they said, oh yeah, we're going to impact the community. We're going to educate them. But meanwhile, like literally no joke, it was months on end where I was
bullshit.
That's an understatement, right?
Yeah. Now I hear you.
But man, bro, it was just so heartbreaking just having conversations with people who say, hey, I have $25,000. I have no idea what to do with it. Because if you go to a bank and you don't have more than $150,000, they're not paying attention to you.
Oh no, they don't even want to hear you.
Not even if you have 150, right?
Damn.
It's like I experienced the attitudes from like a client who had 150,000 and a client who had $1 million, right? It was just, and it was so crazy to me. So I got really passionate about just being able to bring that education that wealthy people have been using for years and decades, right, to our community. So that's why, that's how I got here.
And like, let me not interrupt you. Are you an avid reader?
Most definitely.
So I'm assuming you got a few favorites. Cause right now I'm reading Dream Big.
Okay.
You ever read that one?
No.
And then I got a few other, obviously Rich Dad, Poor Dad. What are your, give us like 2 or 3 gems that you read. Cause I'm pretty sure you read something that like changed your mind state completely.
Yeah. So I guess the first one is called The Laser Fund.
The Laser Fund, I never heard of that one.
The Laser Fund is strictly about, one of the strategies that we use to help families. And it just gives you a lot of information. So there's 2 sides to the book. One for the right side of the brain and one for the left side of the brain.
Oh, that's fire. That's fire.
So like one is story filled and another one is very analytical and more detail filled. Nice. I guess another book that I would say, man, you got me on that question because when your mind goes blank after.
Cause I got a few like Another one, Rich Dad Poor, that I said before. I just bought one of the guy from the Shark Tank. I forgot his name. The guy that owns Fubu.
Okay,
He's got another one. But like, I got a lot of books too. And the only thing is I'm lacking time. So now what I'm doing is audiobooks.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I just got into the, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, is the letters to Rockefeller, his son, the 48 letters.
The 48 letters.
Which that's a good one too, if you haven't read it yet. But like, this is dope. Like, finally I meet someone that's like on this level that I can have this conversation with, because a lot of people that I know personally, like, I mention these books to them, they're like, what the hell are these books? You know what I mean? Yeah. so you just can't remember like another book or so?
No, I know that Ed Milet, The Power of One More.
Okay, gotcha.
The Power of One More is really good. I haven't read the full thing.
Gotcha.
So I'm a dibble dabbler. Like, it takes me a while to finish a book,
Yeah,
but I'm reading like 6 at the same
The
time.
books are like 500-600 pages at a time, you know. And can we agree it takes time to read these books? Like, it takes hours and hours and hours. And I don't know if it's me. I feel like as the older you get, like, time seems faster, doesn't it? Like your days go by so much faster.
Bro, who you telling, man? Like, my son, you wake up and he looks like a different person.
Yeah, that's a fact.
It's like, it's so crazy, bro. It's like, when did you grow up? I thought you were just this size the other day, you know? But at the same token too, like, where do you think they keep most secrets?
Most secrets? I'm gonna give you my answer, but you kind of got me on this one. I would say in the books.
Yep.
In the books, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so then I feel like not only our generation, but a lot of people who say, "Oh my gosh, I haven't learned about this, or I haven't learned about that." Okay, go learn.
Yeah, go read.
Go learn.
Open up a book.
Not even that. We got YouTube.
Facts.
We got social media. Like, if my wife wants to learn something about plants, she's on TikTok.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And the education's there. So there should be no excuse. There should be no excuse.
Especially in the age we're living in now, correct?
Yeah, man.
So let me get this. So now, after you read these books, they opened up your mind, and then obviously seeing that there is money out there. You say you've seen people that had $1 million, people that had $150,000. You're like, bro, this is real.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because back in the day, another thing too, like, people would only see like, yo, if I'm a rapper, I'll make $1 million. If I play baseball, I can make $1 million. If I'm a nice hooper. But they didn't see no other way out of that.
Right.
You know what I mean? They didn't see the real estate guy that we're seeing now. They didn't see the entrepreneur that has multiple restaurants or business establishments. Now, what was the process like? So you're still working at Chase, am I correct?
Nope.
You left Chase.
I had to leave Chase.
You had so you can get on another journey. So you could.
They gave me a choice.
Oh, they gave you. All right. So let me hear. How did this go down? I want to hear it.
All right. So
give me all the bochinche, man. I want to hear it all here. The Jmack experience.
First of all, respect to Chase. Shout
out to them.
They're an amazing
big company too.
Big company, but I'll tell you what, it was one of the best teams I ever worked with.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, my supervisor was amazing. My coworkers became family. They even went to my wedding.
That's fire.
My baby shower. Everything.
Did they pay for it?
No. No, which is fine.
It's all right. Hey, I just wanted to know.
I wasn't expecting them to, but. So check this out. They found out I had my license. Right?
Got you.
Because, I'm taking the exam. I didn't have to really say anything to them.
Right.
But what happens in...
Conflict of interest?
Conflict of interest.
Oh, wow.
So
that's crazy.
My supervisor found out because, of course, I was excited about the information that I was spreading. And so then I started talking to my coworkers and some other people from some other branches.
Haters.
It's all right.
I know how that goes. You trying to better yourself? Nah, we don't want that. All right. So,
but check this out. So my supervisor came. She's like, hey, I heard you got your license. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. What do you want me to do? Right? Yeah.
But then they were like, because you work for another financial institution, you have to make a choice either they're
wow, that's nuts, bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But at the end of it, I saw like Chase was never gonna get close to the potential of what I'm doing now.
Well, you were gonna be stuck in one position, is how you see. I mean, yeah, you probably would have grew, but not to where you want to go.
Correct.
Damn. Yeah. So now, what was the name? Do you want to shout them out? What was the name of this company that you went with?
Yeah. So, of course, Global Financial Impact.
Shout outs to them. Shout outs to Global Financial.
Let's go. Yeah. So they're a fintech startup in Silicon Valley.
Nice.
Right. Meaning, so they give you. So here's two things, right? Within Global Financial Impact, I teach people how to do exactly what I'm doing to help build their business.
Gotcha.
And I also educate our community on the service and products that we offer them. So.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. So what was like more or less like how long did it take you to become a financial consultant? Like, what was did it take you a year? Did it take you a few months? Like, how does it work? For those out there, because basically the show's like to inspire those out there. Maybe someone wants to take this journey in life, but they just don't know what the process is like. They're not intrigued because they haven't heard someone like you tell them, give them the game. How long did it take?
So it's very easy. The life and health license is just a state exam. It's easier than the real estate exam, right? So you want to make sure that when you get into the financial game that you have a great platform to work with, right?
Okay.
So within Global Financial Impact, in my opinion and in my experience, I know that we have the best platform, but it's okay. There's so many opportunities out there that if you want to win, go in.
Right. And so what you're saying is there's probably like numerous other companies that you could go with, but you're like strong about this one, right?
Yeah, definitely. Okay. When it comes to compensation and who we work with, who we're partnered with.
Shout them out once again for those out there.
Global Financial Impact.
Got you.
Global Financial Impact.
All right, so now you said you took the exam. How long did it take you to learn everything?
Yep.
Take the exam and pass it.
I'm still learning.
Oh, so you're still learning. You didn't take the exam yet?
I took the exam. No, I passed. But what I'm trying to say is that like just because I passed and got my license, right? It doesn't mean that I know everything.
Of course.
And I don't want to know everything because the financial game is always, evolving, and I want to evolve with it.
Exactly.
So I'm always learning, right? I'm still getting exposed to different things, right? Because I'm only like 2 years in, right?
Oh, okay.
And so then here's the thing. You don't have to know everything, but as long as you know what you don't know, then you can just put them in front of them, or you can learn from yourself.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. So what are your exact credentials at this moment?
Yep. So insurance broker and financial strategist.
Nice. Insurance is a big one, right? Like that's big money. A lot of people don't realize like life insurance. Do you do life insurance too?
Life insurance, yeah.
Yeah, life insurance. So I actually watched another podcast and there was this guy on a jet talking, and he's actually a billionaire off of selling life insurance. I was like, damn, there's money in life insurance like that?
Yeah.
That's insane.
So yes, there is a lot of money in life insurance, but I'll tell you what, I'm not going to be an agent for the rest of my life. Got you. What I'm doing is I'm actually building an agency and helping other people build an agency, because what do you want to do 100% of the work, or do you want to teach 100 people do 1% of the work?
Absolutely.
Right?
Yep.
And so then, because we have bigger goals, right? We have bigger goals. And so then when we think about passive income, which I don't think is really passive because you got to work for it. Right?
Of course, it's definitely not passive, especially if you busting your ass every day, 9 to 5, you hate the job.
Yeah, man.
All that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what my wife and I are doing is we're building an agency, right? And then what we're gonna do, we're working towards ownership of that agency, that we can continue. Of course, I'm still gonna educate our community and stuff, but what I want to get to is to that passive income, so we can actually make a bigger impact in our community.
Damn, that's dope, man. So you actually trying to put people on.
Always.
And where can they follow you at? Let's say if somebody wants to reach out and they want to learn the game, and just like you're explaining right now, where can they follow you at?
Yep. So if you go to Facebook, you can go to search Kevin Monsanto. You'll see this pretty face here. You can go. I have 2 pages on Instagram, so you can go to Monsanto.financial or the real Monsanto. The real Monsanto. There's the real _ Monsanto. Yeah, I think I got that right. You'll put it up, right?
I'll definitely put it up. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about the spelling and all that. So now, with your you got 2 years, you said right now in this whole new journey that you're embarking on, in this whole career actually. How do you like it so far? Like,
I love it.
What are the ups and downs?
I love it. Well, the up and a down is always working with people.
Okay, yeah, because some people are difficult, some people are easy to work with, right? So everyone's different.
Exactly.
Okay.
And what I learned was you can't help everybody.
That's a fact.
You can't help everybody, which really breaks my heart, because what we're trying to do and what we're trying to help people with, it's either, make an extra income, or like, let's start a legacy for your family so that you can pass it on generation to generation. And if you say no to me, then you're literally saying no to your family.
Or like, can we agree that people want to do something, but at the end of the day, like you feel like, have you ever had someone that you truly believed in, but then you felt like, yo, you know what? I'm just wasting my time at this point. Yeah. It sucks to say like that, but it's real, So have you ever had to turn anybody away, or like, that you just couldn't help? You say, listen, I'm sorry, but I just can't help you.
Well, either they turn me,
they tell you,
either they ghost me, or like here's what I want people to know: there's a yes and a no.
Exactly.
Like, just say no to me.
Yeah,
Just all you gotta
don't
do
lead
is,
me on, right?
Yeah, exactly. If you don't listen, I'm not gonna get heartbroken. I'm not losing out on anything. My mindset, especially as a business owner, that you're giving people an opportunity.
Exactly.
Right? I'm not begging you to give you this opportunity
That's
or
true.
to help your family. I want to.
That's
right?
a fact. Yeah.
So yeah, dealing with people, but I also love dealing with people,
Right.
Because now you get the opportunity to help them grow, expand their mindset, give them an opportunity to get out of their usual, mindset of like 9 to 5, 401k, this and that, blah, blah, blah. So,
and you never know, like you could actually get that one person that you could change their life completely,
bro,
at the end of the day, right?
Bro, exactly.
That's the goal. That's probably what you do. That's what drives you, no?
Exactly.
Can we agree?
Exactly.
Now, do you have like any minimums? Like, for someone to, let's say they want to get life insurance. Let's say they tell you, I make $100 a week. Like, can they still do it? Or
Of course.
okay, so it doesn't matter how much you got.
It doesn't matter how much you got. Here's the beautiful thing about what I do, because as a broker, we get to sit down for that person and work for them.
Gotcha.
I'm not worried about selling. I'm worried about finding out what's the best thing for your goals, what you want to do with your money, how you want to protect your family. And we have so much technology to be able to make it understandable and to make the process so much easier. So,
gotcha.
Yeah.
Now, how is it profitable for you? This is the thing that I don't understand. Because I'm gonna be honest. Back in the day, I don't know if you heard them. Being that you're in this industry now, I got like numerous phone calls from a company called Primerica.
Yep.
I don't know if you ever heard them back in the day. And I went, and it was somewhat of like the movie. Have you ever seen The Boiler Room?
No.
Well, basically, they took me to this big firm, big building, New Jersey, because I'm originally from Queens.
Okay.
And like they had the Lamborghinis outside and all this, and they're like, "Listen, you could have that too. You could be this, you could be that. You can hold the world." Then, like, when I did it, I'm like, this shit is not what the fuck. Like, you know what I mean? They got my $300, obviously, because, like, that's what it is. I feel like those are kind of, like, considered. And I'm not knocking the company. Maybe it works for somebody, maybe it don't. But I felt like it fell more in the category of a Ponzi scheme where, like, you go somewhere, they paint you a picture, they get you $300, and that's pretty much the goal of it.
Yep.
But, like how is it that you actually, because they wanted me to do a million things for me to actually make profit, which it didn't make sense to me. How does it work in where you're at now?
Yeah, simply put, once you get a license,
right.
So Primerica is not a Ponzi scheme.
Oh, it's not right. All right,
So
let's set the record straight.
Shout
Gotcha.
out to Primerica.
Okay.
They're a great company. I don't agree with all of their philosophies.
Right.
But at the end of the day, they're licensed as well.
Okay.
What people have to realize is that the financial industry is heavily regulated.
Gotcha.
Right?
Okay.
From federal law to the state law. Right. Okay. So we're federally regulated. If I didn't have a license, I couldn't even talk to you about finances, period.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right?
Now I understand.
So shout out to them. They have all their licenses, and anybody who's like, if they don't have a license, just run away.
Well, maybe it was the people that I went with, right?
Okay.
Because there's always good and bad, right?
Right,
There's good and bad in every race you meet. There's good and bad in everything everything that exists. So like, maybe it was just that type of people that was working under the umbrella. But like I said, it just felt like a hustle more than like they're actually trying to see you succeed.
That's what I hear you. Yeah. So that experience is important too. So here's the thing, right? So for example, when I joined Global Financial Impact, what you start off with is at a 30% contract.
Gotcha.
Right? And what you want to do is get to the 80% contract.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
And so then with bonuses, it's 85% contract.
Right.
But then what you do is for the passive income side is that you want to build an agency, right?
Gotcha.
And provide other people with the opportunity. Now, how do I make money? If I'm helping you, right, I work with over 25 A+ rated insurance companies.
Wow, that's dope.
Okay. And so then what happens is that whatever company, we do business with, or you get insured, or you roll over your money to, that's the company that's paying me.
All right, understood. Okay, so basically it goes through like, there's levels to it, right? Before you get, so it's like, obviously there's like higher up, then the thing, it's like a pyramid, no? Like, don't they have the pyramid?
It's not a pyramid because anybody can get on the same level at any time.
Oh, okay. So everyone's an equal.
Everyone's an equal.
Oh, that's fine.
It's just a matter of how much work you want to put into it.
So that's why it goes by. The more work that you put in, the more you can make, obviously, correct?
Exactly.
So it's not like a salary-based thing or
1099 commission.
Okay.
1099 business owner. Like 1099 is the best way to make money. because
Okay.
you get to control it.
Understood.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to understand the game as well as somebody
hear
out
you.
there they probably confused about it. Now, due to the monetary struggles that a lot of people are facing, especially this year, like what advice would you give them? Besides saving, that's obvious, right? Because people are like, save your money. What money do I have? Like, yo, bro, rent is $3,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? Like, what money do I pay? So, like, what advice would you give, like, the people right now that are going through it? Pretty much?
That's a great question, man. Yeah. So here's number one. Number one, evaluate your situation.
Okay,
right? Evaluate your situation, your mindset, where you're at, where you're working, right? Because here's the thing. What people don't understand is that, like, who you surround yourself by is going to deeply impact what you think about life,
or what you become,
and you will become that. You will become that. Number two, right? Find ways to invest in yourself. That whether it's going to help you build something, whether it's going to allow you to build something so that you don't have to work for the rest of your life.
Absolutely.
All right. And number three, make a decision. Like, stay committed to change, because if you do the same thing over and over and over again, it's just insanity.
Yeah,
right?
It's repetitive too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So everybody that, complains to you, or everybody that's laughing at me for what I'm doing, I'm like, okay, you're not the one who like my mentor made $101,000 last month.
Wow.
Like, if you haven't done that, you can't teach me, so.
Everybody always got something they want to tell you, but they're not even doing. They're not even doing it. Practice what you preach.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. So there's a lot of things that that we can talk about that, but I think number one is like, let's reevaluate our mindset or where we're at, right? Like, find out how you can become better. I don't care if you're gonna sell oranges in the street. Be the best orange seller on the street that you could possibly be.
Man, that's great. And stick to it. Be committed.
Stick to it. Yeah. Like start and never quit. I'm talking to everybody here. Start and never quit. Like, that's the thing,
Well, that's true, and that's another thing. Like we said before, we're living in a world right now where it's instant gratification, right? Like,
oh, man.
If they don't see it instantly, they're like, same thing with this. I'm gonna be honest. Same thing with this podcast thing. Like, I've noticed, like, people want to do it, and then, like, 1 or 2 episodes in, they're just like, when are we gonna hit 1 million followers? Like, bro, it takes time. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that easy. So you got to roll with the punches, I feel. And they say if you are not at the very bottom when you do something and you continue to do it, that doesn't mean that. I feel like, more or less, as far as my experience, that, like, if you don't have a passion for it, it's never gonna work.
Right.
Because you got to be willing to take the lows and the highs with it.
Right.
Can we agree?
Well, and going off of that too, right? Because what my wife are trying to build, we're trying to build something that's bigger than ourselves.
Got you.
Well, like, what does it matter that I do everything for us?
Right.
If I can't add value to you, Jay, like, what's the point of this conversation?
Exactly.
If I can't add value to a client that I'm sitting down with, what is the point of that meeting?
You're wasting time.
Exactly. If I can't have the opportunity to provide somebody else an opportunity, like, what am I here for?
Exactly.
Right? Because my thought is, like, my God is way too big for me to think way too small.
I like that. You gotta have a firm belief. What religion are you, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, I'm Christian.
Yeah. And, like, that's another thing. They say too, like, one of the guys of being successful, you gotta have a belief too. You have to believe in something. You have to have faith. Yeah. I watch a lot of people that do sales, like, that are very successful at it, and they always, like, talking, hey, first I had to have faith. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Without faith, there's nothing. Yeah. And, like, that's actually very big, because especially me, when I go through my ups and downs, I'm like, damn, if I didn't have faith, I'm actually Catholic, but it's pretty much the same Catholic. Christian,
I'm Catholic too. I'm Christian.
Right. Yeah. So, but, like, I feel like there's times that I'm like, I don't even know how I'm gonna make it. But now I go to church Sunday and, like, everything's okay. You know what I mean? Like, like, I'll figure it out. Right. You know what I mean? But, like, always have that faith. That's a good one. That I like that you keep mentioning. Listen, there's a higher power. You're never gonna go that low in life, right? Unless you allow yourself to, right? Exactly. But, like, I feel like if you have the passion, you have the drive, you can succeed.
Well, something else too, like, at Global Financial Impact, they have what's called the fulfillment formula. Right?
Got you.
So it's faith, family, finance, fitness, and fun.
Look at that.
Right?
Health is wealth, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So you either come in and you're and all of your areas are gonna get touched, or we're letting people know, like, hey, we're a faith-based company that knows that we're building something bigger than us.
That's dope.
So
that's dope. I like that. Now, what's the least thing you enjoy? Because I don't think you gave me that. What's the least thing you enjoy about being a financial consultant? Besides, you told me, like, the people that you just can't help and stuff like that. Yeah. But, like, I'm pretty sure there's got to be something else behind the scenes.
Yeah, so there could be times where like because I work from home,
Okay.
you know, and so right now my wife is at home with the baby as well.
Understood.
So there could be times when like, man, I really miss my son, but then I gotta understand like, you know, what we're doing, we're not gonna be here forever, you know.
Absolutely.
And so then you know the tedious work, because my brain thinks so big. Right.
Okay.
And so then all the tedious work drives me crazy.
Right.
So then that's why, you know, we're building a team and we're passing it off onto each other. But yeah, it's just I guess the beginning.
Right.
You know, the beginning of building something.
Exactly.
You know, but then just reminding yourself like, hey, we're not there yet, but we're definitely going to get there.
Do you have any advice? Do you also advise people on like what they should invest in? Do you do that as well too?
So we don't do anything with the market.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
What we do, because what we do is I don't feel like everybody can afford the market.
Exactly.
Right? Because it's risky. So for example, where do you bank?
At the moment, I'm banking with Citizens.
Okay.
Which I'm not too happy with. I'm like literally about to cancel because I had Chase before I moved out here, which is crazy, and nobody had Chase. There was no Chase in Rhode Island.
Go to Chase.
Yeah, I'm about to go right back because I still got a credit card with them, and I've had them. Actually, I called them yesterday. They're like, "You've been with us for over 16 years," which is insane, right?
Yeah.
So like, I need to go back home because that was my favorite bank. I never had issues.
They're
Anytime
amazing.
I called them, no issues. But so I bank with Citizens. What did you wanna?
Yeah, of course.
Elaborate on?
So have you ever heard of the concept of family banking?
No, I have not.
Okay.
To be honest.
So here's what the banks do, right? So they take our money, right? So we deposit it. They
Right.
take our money, and then what they do is that they invest it.
Oh, you know what? I have seen a video on this, and like you get pennies for it.
Exactly.
And
And
they're
you have
playing
to
with
pay
your
taxes
money.
on that.
Yeah.
You have to pay taxes on your 50 cents.
That's crazy.
But
yeah.
here's the flip side, right? Here's what the wealthy people have done. So what they do is they live in this family banking concept.
Wow.
So what the banks do, they put their money in actual life insurance, right? It's called Tier 1 capital, the safest investment that they can make.
So they're never gonna lose.
They're never going to lose, right? Because insurance companies never lose.
Yeah,
Right?
that's a fact.
So here's what we do. We teach people how to do the same thing. Right?
gotcha.
We teach people how to, and that's how you create generational wealth. You can actually use that concept to literally become your own bank, right? So if you develop and build cash value inside of that policy, you can literally take out a loan without interrupting the growth of that money.
Wow,
and
that's
boom.
fire.
You know what I mean?
So that's people do that too. Like you know how they say that's funny that speaking on that, somebody has says people say, oh, they buy this in cash. Like somebody bought a Lamborghini in cash. They're like, they're not buying that in cash. They're doing exactly what you said. They taking out from other people's money and like maybe taking a loan on themselves, and then they never even pay no interest on it, which is insane. You know, like
well,
but the average
sometimes
person
there are
doesn't
interest.
notice.
There's interest on that.
But you know what I mean?
It's-
Like, we don't know that. We'll take a car out, Lamborghini, and we'll pay it for 20 years
Exactly.
before we pay it off. You know
They
what I mean?
don't. All right.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right. And now, what's your greatest achievement so far being a financial consultant? Have you feel like you reached any achievements yet that you could be proud of, or have you feel like you're still getting there? Is what I want to say.
Both.
Okay.
So here's the thing. I've reached to the point where now, like, within my agency, I'm working with over 20 people, right?
Nice.
And so then that's still continuing to grow. And just to let everybody know, I still haven't had like my $20,000 or $30,000 month.
You haven't had that break yet?
I haven't had that.
So you're not big balling yet, but you're getting there.
No,
You're
yeah,
getting there.
but that doesn't matter.
It's
to me.
all a struggle, right?
It's not even all. It's all a strategy.
I got you.
You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
all a strategy. So we have a plan. You know,
Right. You're gonna get there.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, all right. So far, what's the most you? I mean, not to be in your finances, but like, you say you want to get like to that $30,000 break, right?
Yeah.
Like, what was it that you started seeing like at least a couple thousand? You're like, are you at that level yet where you're seeing money? Like, yo, this is working. Like, this is
Of course.
going in the direction. So you're already you're already there.
Of course. Yeah,
All
yeah.
right. Cool.
Yeah,
cool,
it's
cool.
not because here's the thing. Is like, again, it's all the work that you put into.
Exactly.
Right. And so then as anybody that you talk to, right? The more people you talk to, of course you're gonna get a lot of no's, but then that one yes is what's gonna
It could change your whole life,
Exactly.
right? Yeah. Okay. So the biggest break for you right now, like, was it after you got into it, or like did it take like some time? Like, was it like a few months, a year? You say you got 2 years.
Yeah.
So when did you say like more or less what point that you're like, yo, this is something that I want to do like for the rest of my life, pretty much?
Okay. Oh, that's a great question.
That's what I want to know. Like,
Yeah.
more like, 'cause you know, some people will do it And they're like, yo, it's been a year. I listened to that podcast. That shit was bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, so I just want to give them like more or less when you've seen like maybe a few months, you know, how did it work that you say, you know what, this son that I really want.
I would say after 1 year of leaving Chase.
Okay, gotcha.
Right, is when I really found out that like, wow, the community needs this more than ever.
Got you.
Right. So because of course, first of all, I left Chase because I knew they didn't have the potential. But then, you know, as you're working in it and you're like, you know, in the struggle, in the building phase,
absolutely.
And you know, but after I was like, yeah, this is definitely what we want to do. Yeah.
All right, that sounds good. Now, do you think that things are gonna get better or worse as far as the economy right now?
I think it all depends on how the person prepares himself.
And then you can't speak for everybody, right? Because there's people that the economy really doesn't affect them. Like, even if people say, oh, there's no money, there's people out there, they're doing financially well right now. It doesn't matter what's going on.
Because here's the thing. I feel like so much of our like financial like worry has been on, oh, what's the economy going to do? Yeah. I think the question is, what are you doing with your economy?
What are you going to do?
Right? Yeah, because
that's fact.
Like what does it matter that the economy goes up and down?
That's
if you prepared your family and your finances well to which like, okay, we're good, you know, then you should be good. So, you know, I guess that's a valid question, but at the end of the day, it depends on how the person prepared themselves. You know?
I like that. Now, we're going to get into Album of the Week real quick.
Album of the week on the Jmack Experience Podcast.
Album of the Week this week is The Death of Slim Shady by Eminem. Have you heard it yet?
Nope.
Oh, it's fire, bro. It's fire. Maybe, you know, not your type of music, right? I'm assuming now that you're...
I listen a little bit of hip-hop.
Yeah. But it's crazy. If you haven't heard it yet, check it out. We're going to get into Movie of the Week as well.
Movie of the Week on the Jmack Experience Podcast.
Movie of the Week is Deadpool and Wolverine. Actually drops this Thursday. You going to go see it?
In my house.
Yeah, oh, you're a streamer. So you got the hacks and all that? Oh, let me find. Oh, let's keep it on low. That's crazy. You don't go to the movie theaters like that? You don't like? I like to go to the movies. A lot of people not going no more.
I like going. My wife just falls asleep. So,
yeah. Then you spend like $100. Take the family, right? You're like, damn, it wasn't even worth it.
I'd rather she be comfortably.
I hear. I respect that. I'm assuming you got a big screen TV in your crib, then, right? You make it feel movie.
For sure.
That's what's up.
Yes, sir.
So, what's next for Monsanto Financial? What's next for you, man?
Yeah, man. Hey, man, that's a good question. Listen, right now I'm enjoying being a father. You know, all glory to God because he gifted us with a son. Enjoying my marriage. And also, man, literally just bringing this opportunity to as many people as I can.
That's dope.
But also, like, I want to buy people houses. I want to buy people cars. You know, I literally want to change people's lives. You know? And I'm very hopeful about that. So what's next is just keep going forward. Like every day, get better. Because if you get 1% better 100 days, then you're 100% better.
I like that. Know? And not for nothing, you're gonna go very far because I feel like you're doing it for the right reasons, right? Like a lot of people, they do things sometimes for the wrong reasons. You know, they're like, I'm gonna get rich so I can shit on my ex. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna do this so I can shit on them haters. Like you actually like I noticed you keep mentioning the people. You want to put people in better position. I feel like when you do stuff like that and it's like from the heart and you actually mean it, like you're gonna go a long way. You know? I wish you nothing but success, man.
I appreciate like, you too, bro.
Real talk. Where can they follow you at once again, social media wise, or if they want to contact you for any type of advice?
Yeah, for sure. So I know that Jmack is going to drop the information, but
absolutely.
I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Facebook. Also, my email and my phone number is going to be available. And then we can go ahead and connect with me. It's just a simple conversation. Dope. Or if you just want to go ahead and give a follow just to learn more, then that's great.
Now, they don't have to pay you for like a consultation?
Absolutely
like
not. Right? No.
Oh, that's fine.
No.
That's fine. I like that. You know, you got to ask these questions, right? Because sometimes you reach on, they're like, well, it's going to be $59.99 so I can talk to you, you know? So got to make sure. Can we agree that all the experiences that you went through or are going through got you to where you are today?
Of course.
Of course. Yeah.
Of course. Like, and here's the thing. Like, because I'm a believer, God can take the worst thing and use it for the best thing. That's who he is, right? Exactly. And so then every day that I wake up, right, I pray. Every time that I go to sleep, I pray. Even when I'm winning, I give glory to God. Even when I'm losing, I give glory to God. But here's the thing. Like, if you don't if you start something and you don't keep going, you'll never know what happened, right? If you give up, then that's, ultimately everything that happens in life. And it's also our choice too.
Exactly.
Right? Wouldn't you agree? Like if you today, if this conversation didn't go, I'd be like, I'm never doing podcast again. That it's easy to quit.
Exactly.
It's
very
easy to quit.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you, yes, most of the experiences, and sometimes when we have these horrible experiences, I get it. Life is life. But
life will beat you down, discourage you, right?
But at the end of the day, all you have to do is like, people say all you have to do is get up. What I like to say is like when you're on the ground, just look to the side. God is right there with you.
That's real.
And He's helping you get up, so.
And if you're waking up, you got another chance, right? They always say that.
Oh my gosh. Like anybody who calls me, hey, how you doing? Hey man, I woke up today.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
And going back to what you just said, like a little bit, like a few sentences before, you said, even if I'm doing good, I still pray and give thanks. Like I noticed that it's always easy for people to be in the church, to be firm believers when they're doing extremely bad. Everybody turns, whatever religion. Now they're going to church every time. But then when they're doing good,
bye-bye.
they completely forget about all that. Like, yo, when's the last time you went to church? Like, I don't remember. Like, it's like, damn. And that's the thing. You gotta continue. I feel like you definitely gotta continue to give thanks.
Oh,
I
yeah.
want to say. No matter if you're doing good or bad.
Well, it's not. I'm not doing this on my own.
Exactly.
He has everything belongs to him. Like if I share some of the things that he already asked me of like when we get to certain places in the business, like if I just share, I'm not even, because it's not. I don't want to boast or anything, but he be asking me for crazy things, and I'm like, okay, here you go, it's yours anyways. Like you're gonna have it either way, you know.
That's fine.
So then at the end of the day, like. I just want to let everybody know that like you're chosen, you're great. Like you were called for something bigger than yourself, but you also have something inside of you. You also have something inside of you that everybody needs. And that thing inside of you, nobody else can do it, but nobody else can get it from anybody else because it's inside of you, right? So we have to make that decision every day that when we wake up, you know and believe that that thing that God deposited into your heart is to bring love, is to bring joy to other people. But that thing that's inside of you is you're the only person who can share that. So I just want
not for them, man. Have you ever thought about doing spoken word? I'm not even trying to play with you. Like I could definitely see you going down the route of being a motivational speaker. Have you ever considered doing any of that stuff?
Yeah, most definitely.
Very well spoken, man. I like the messages you're giving. This is actually one of the best episodes that we've had so far, and I want to thank you once again for coming on the show. Any advice for those out there who might be experiencing some of the things that you went through or are facing now?
Keep going.
Nice.
Please keep going. Like, listen, your past was yesterday. All you have control is of right now. And please leave the future to God.
Yeah.
And because in the present, like you can think about your past, but you can't do nothing about it.
You can't control it.
Or the future. Like, let's prepare ourselves. Let's enjoy life. Let's live, Just take one day at a time. That's all we have. Enjoy it.
I like that. Any last words or special shout outs that you want to give before we sign off?
Of course, all glory to God. All glory to God for your life, man. For everything that you're doing. I know that He's going to bless you immensely.
Thank you.
Shout out to my wife, my my beautiful wife who supported me. Let me come on this over here on this day. And then just shout out to everybody who's going to listen. I hope you get blessed by this, man. Yeah.
Nah, man. Likewise, man. I hope you go very far on what you're doing right now and you like blow up. And don't mind me, I'm in New York, so I talk like a trucker. Good. So I usually like curse and this and that. And then I just keep thinking to myself during the day, I'm like, he's a Christian. You need to chill, bro. Like, you know what I mean? But hey, it's probably nothing you haven't heard. But, this is the Jmack Experience podcast where we don't filter anything. We keep it real.
Yeah.
And we talk to all walks of life. We've had people here that are boxers, strippers, models. It don't matter what you are. Hey. We're here for you. We want to hear your story. And make sure you reach out and get on the show. Thank you so much for coming on, my brother, once again.
Thank you.
Episode 31, man. Let them know who you be once again before you sign off.
Of course, Kevin Monsanto here on the Jmack Experience podcast. Shout out to Conversation Studios for having us. This is an amazing spot. If you guys are doing podcasts, come out to Conversation Studios. And if you wanna share your story, reach out to Jmack. Man, this is an amazing platform. But it was a pleasure meeting y'all. Kevin Monsanto once again. Hopefully we'll talk soon.
My brother, we out, man. We signing out episode 31. Kevin Monsanto, we out of here. Grah.
Thanks for coming on the Jmack Experience Podcast. Be sure to come on for another episode every single week. Until next time, peace.